What's going on, guys? So the wide receiver trade rumors are still going crazy. Joe Douglas is trying to leave no stone unturned, which means we have three more candidates that's been added to the list of players that we need to keep an eye on and look out for. Now, the common theme with all of them is going to be that they're rookies coming on the final year of their contracts, and with how we've seen the wide receiver market explode, Christian Kirk getting his 4 year, I think it's $75 million contract. And he's not even at the elite top tier level at the wide receiver position. And then of course Tyreek Hill's contract, and I think he got somewhere around like 30-ish mil a year, something like that. It's going to continue to want to excel and get crazier. So something we need to keep an eye on. I'm going to break down each of the players individually. And then we'll take it from there. But the first one's going to be somebody we're all well connected with. It's probably arguably the best connection between the current coaching staff and the player, and that's going to be Deebo Samuel. So he's somewhere within reaching or just turning the age of 26. Again, he has that Mike LaFleur, Robert Saleh connection. So they've already seen what he can do, and I'm sure they have plenty of things that they're looking to continue to do with him, and continue to see his progression and development as a top tier wide receiver in the league. Now, the only thing, and he takes the biggest hit on this list, is he's missed 11 games in the last 3 seasons. So you won't say huge availability concerns, but definitely something you want to keep in mind. And it's mostly because how physical he is at his position, as well as how many touches he's getting. He's the most versatile player on this list, being a receiver as well as a rusher. And I think at least during his rookie year, they might have been playing him sometime in special teams, but that piece I'm not super clear on. But in terms of stats breakdown, so 2,598 yards, 10 receiving touchdowns, and then he adds an additional 551 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns through his career so far. So he's breaking over about 3,000 scrimmage yards for his career so far, which is excellent. He also happens to have the best catch rate of any of the 3 players that we're potentially looking for at 67.9%. So it's a little bit of a plus and minus. You always got to kind of give some context to the stats. The catch rate is a little bit of a combination of, again, him not being available for games and kind of his targets as well. He's been targeted 121 times last season, which is by far the most. The next highest, I believe, might have been 88 targets in either 2020 or 2019. But still, he's hauling in more than he's definitely dropping, which is a plus, at least compared to the other players. And then again, keep in mind how versatile he is as a player and what he can mean for us, especially when we're pairing him with other players that kind of have that same versatility. Elijah Moore essentially has been playing the Deebo Samuel role. We also have Braxton Berrios that can essentially do the same thing. So it opens up, I don't want to say a little bit more trickery, but definitely a lot more options in terms of how we want to position players to attack those defenses. Now, he's making $3.98 million, something like that, on his final year of his contract, which is the same as the rest of the receivers we'll end up talking about. But I think it might be a very smart move. He's in that prime age that JD has generally been looking for. You'd have to imagine 3 to 4 year contract is probably what we'll be looking at here again. I don't think it'll need to reset the receiving market. Tyreek Hill has to rank probably above any of the 3 players that we're mentioning here, which is excellent news for us. We can find great value with a player the coaching staff is extremely comfortable with. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Also, keep in mind, there has been no real signs or indicators that these players are actually going to move. This is all just kind of speculation that's been brought up based on the contract situations and how crazy we've seen untouchable players that have moved this season. So it's something we'll keep in mind. I'll definitely keep you guys updated as I get the info as well. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Would you prefer Deebo Samuel over the other players that we'll talk about? Then that, I'll catch up with you again. Peace.